I do tons of podcast recordings where I'm being interviewed, radio interviews, things like that. One of the number one questions that I get asked is, what was it like to work with Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar? So I worked with Zig Ziglar at a TV show with him called True Performance, and I spent the last 7 years of Jim Rohn's life working with him, co-writing the book 12 Pillars. One of the lessons I learned working with those two guys is that they were unique and they were really entirely different. Jim was more of an introverted guy, very quiet, soft-spoken, almost like a typical college professor, you would think. And then Zig was this just gregarious guy, bigger-than-life personality, shaking your hands and slapping your back, and very dynamic. Jim would stand behind a podium and speak, and Zig would always be out in front, and then he'd kneel down on the front of the stage. And it really taught me a lesson, because both these guys were at the pinnacle of the speaking business, and yet they were very different. And it reminds me of some advice that I got early on in my speaking career, and somebody told me, be a voice, not an echo. You don't have to be like somebody else. Zig and Jim were completely different personalities, but they operated at the highest levels within their personality. I want to challenge you today to think about your uniqueness. Be the best version of yourself. It's sort of cliche, and there's a reason cliches become cliches. It's because they're true. So today, I just want to hold the mirror up to you, have you take a deep, long look into that mirror, and just look at yourself and say, what's the best I could be for myself? How can I become the best version of me? And then go out and build your dynamic career and become the best at what you can become. Hey, this is Shua. We're at Pike Place Market, and this is just one of the many stands that provide these amazing flowers. One of the things that's interesting to me, this is $10, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of flowers are these?
These are peonies. The blue little ones are called bachelor buttons.
And where are these grown?
I didn't want to get Monroe.
In Monroe?
Yeah.
Will you guys sell all these flowers today, or do some of them come back tomorrow?
No, not all. We would like to sell it all.
And what do you think this would cost in the florist shop? $75 minimum?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. I love this place. Thanks for talking to us. $20 million doing training programs because people institute the fish way of business. I think it was nice to do that. Having all the fish lined up over there.
You didn't do it fast enough.
What bothers me is the misuse of the funds.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me. All right. One of the things I want to do with this show, really, is to create something unique in the personal development space. All of us guys that are out there, men and women, doing this kind of stuff and teaching you lessons, it's always this talking head straight into the camera, and frankly, get a little boring. My vision for this is to create something that's interesting, fascinating, and it captures your interest. You learn new things, but you also get that self-help, that personal development, professional development that's going to help you succeed in life. You know, it's interesting. I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were talking about what makes successful businesses, what makes successful leaders. We got to talking about how everybody says, oh, you got to have new ideas, or you got to have this big vision. But the fact is that ideas are a dime a dozen, right? Everybody has ideas. We live in Seattle, and some of the world-class businesses, Starbucks, Microsoft, Amazon, lots of them, PACCAR, which a lot of people don't know about. And the difference between the businesses that we all know about and the businesses that people had amazing ideas but we don't hear about is not the vision, because they all had vision, they all had vision statements, they all wrote down what they were going to do, they all had business plans. The difference between the successful businesses and really the successful people and the unsuccessful businesses or people is not your vision, not your ideas. You have to have those things. It's execution. You have to go out and you have to develop that strategy, but then you have to execute that strategy. If you don't execute it, you just get lazy and don't execute it, or if you execute it poorly, somebody's going to beat you or the plan's going to fail. I want you to think about today about your execution each and every day. You might have a big idea, but are you actually taking steps on it each and every day to be able to actually go out and do it? Or do you just have this big idea? I mean, I have people call me all the time. They say, hey, I got this idea. Okay, great. It's a great idea. What are you going to do to execute it? It's called Post Alley?
Yeah, yeah.
I did not know that.
All right, well,
Post Alley.
yeah.
There's a big sign at that end. Oh, yeah, I see it right over there,
Yeah.
Post Alley.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because you're like one block off of Pike Place Market, and you got all these little shops and things, and you can sit down and have a beer or have wine, or there's chocolate shops, or whatever. That's actually a pretty famous store, made in Washington. Everything in this store made in Washington, thus the name. I got up at like 5:30 this morning.
What were you doing so early?
I just woke up.
Oh.
When I wake up, I can't go back to sleep. Very rarely can I go back to sleep.
Yeah.
So I just went down, waited till 6 o'clock, walked the 75 feet to the coffee shop, grabbed some coffee, came back, and came down here into Seattle to shoot some stuff. You ever seen the guy that has the piano here? I don't know where he hauls this piano from, but he puts the piano right here on the street corner. He's amazing.
Good.
Can we start that?
Yeah. So we're eating here.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Top.
What can we do for you guys today?
Yeah?
Yeah, you like it. A little bit better than an egg McMuffin, yeah.